What the? Okay. Two of the biggest AI coding tools, Claude and Cursor, just bankrolled the maintainers of FFmpeg, the multimedia engine the entire internet quietly runs on, same week. And Claude is already finding bugs for the next FFmpeg release. Dispatch. FFmpeg is invisible infrastructure. It is the multimedia engine hiding inside browsers, streaming platforms, every major video editor, and a million command line scripts. Encode, decode, transcode, stream, FFmpeg does all of it. The whole internet leans on it. A small core team maintains it, and for 30 years, that team was largely unpaid. The FFmpeg wrote the first thank you. Several FFmpeg developers, it said, had received 6 free months of Claude Max 20X, Anthropic's top subscription tier, normally about $200 a month. The vehicle was Anthropic's Claude for open source program. And then, the line that matters. Claude, the project said, has already helped find missing backports for the upcoming 9.0 release. Here is the grant precisely. Each recipient gets 6 months of Claude Max 20X, an individual subscription normally priced at about $200 a month. That is roughly $1,200 of subscription value per developer. It is not cash, not team coverage, and it does not include API access. Hours later, a second thank you. This time to Cursor, the AI code editor, for giving free credits to several FFmpeg developers for development and code review. No dollar figure, no count, no duration. Just credits for the humans who keep the project alive. Put the disclosures side by side. Claude named the plan, the 6-month duration, and enough information to estimate the subscription value. Cursor said only that several developers received free credits for development and code review. The amount, count, and duration were not disclosed. That difference is about public detail, not proof that one contribution mattered more. So the gift is not just swag. Claude is already inside the FFmpeg release loop, doing the tedious backport work maintainers hate, trawling the main branch for fixes that also need to land on the release branch. That is the proof this is not a press release. The AI tool is now helping ship the software the AI tool depends on. Rebecca Rumbul of the Rust Foundation named the debt plainly. Quote, "For too long, the goodwill and sense of responsibility among upstream maintainers has been taken for granted." End quote. The new support does not erase that history. It acknowledges work the software economy had treated as free. This did not come from nowhere. For 30 years, critical open source was extracted for free, and funding only ever arrived under pressure. In 2014, Heartbleed leaked private keys across the web. OpenSSL had been maintained by about 4 people. The panic birthed the first big tech fund for open source. In 2024, a government had to step in. Germany's sovereign tech fund became FFmpeg's first ever governmental sponsor for about €158,000. Industry arrived 2 years later. Before the AI companies, public funding arrived. Germany's sovereign tech fund gave FFmpeg €157,580 for 2024 through 2025, becoming its first governmental sponsor. The fund had invested roughly €24.6 million across more than 60 projects. That does not prove industry refused to help. It does show that government was first to sponsor FFmpeg in this way. Now watch 2026 accelerate. Claude for open source launched in February. A $12.5 million Alpha Omega funding round followed in March. 19 organizations launched Akrites in June. Anthropic expanded its maintainer program in July. Then, in August, Claude subscriptions and Cursor credits reached FFmpeg developers. This sequence shows a broader pattern of support and coordination. It does not establish that one event caused the next. The earlier funding also produced reported outcomes. The Rust Foundation introduced trusted publishing on Crates.io and became a CVE numbering authority. Node.js reported 2 high-severity fixes. The Python Software Foundation advanced malware detection for PyPI. the FreeBSD moved from OpenSSL 3.0 to 3.5 long-term support. These are program-reported results. They do not by themselves measure the full effect of the funding. And here is the uncomfortable part. The AI companies are paying now, before a disaster, because AI itself is the new threat. Anthropic's own Claude model found more than 500 high-severity vulnerabilities in open source in a single research round. And of the thousands of validated vulnerabilities surfaced recently, fewer than 5% have been patched. These two figures describe a gap, but they are not one matched dataset. Anthropic says Claude Opus 4.6 found and validated more than 500 high-severity vulnerabilities in one research round. Separately, Endor Labs said fewer than 5% of thousands of validated vulnerabilities surfaced in recent months had been patched. We cannot divide one number by the other. Together, they show why faster discovery without repair capacity is a warning, not a victory. Akrites is designed as the response path. Receive reports through one predictable partner. Coordinate them through a shared security incident response team. Disclose them through a standardized confidentiality-first process. Support maintainers as validated findings move toward fixes. And when a critical package has no active maintainer, act as maintainer of last resort so fixes can still reach users. That is the stated model. Its long-term results still have to be measured. So read it how you want. Generous, critical infrastructure finally gets real backing from the richest companies in the world. Strategic, these are the same firms whose products depend on FFmpeg, and the credits are cheap insurance on the supply chain. Or settlement, the AI industry broke the open-source maintenance model with floods of AI bug reports and now pays maintainers in the donor's own currency to clean up the mess. All three are true at once. That is the story. If you want the next AI security story before it becomes a hearing, subscribe to AI Security Dispatch. We follow the receipts. See you in the next briefing.